We played all the games. The producers and writers are huge fans of the game. Tomas, who's one of the executive producers, could probably beat most people at a speed run of DR2. And we had Xbox in the production office, so everyone who, like all the crew that could come in, could just play the game. And we had a big whiteboard, so everyone could write down their favorite thing as they were playing, mostly from DR3 that they wanted to put in, and just plastered everything in the office with all the cool stuff from the game. And Capcom in Vancouver, where we shot the film, their studio's there, and the creators were involved as well. So we just tried to make it as faithful as we could, and we're fans of it, so that was easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, how did your casting go about? How did people get attracted and or drawn into this project?
We could ask him. He got attracted to it.
I got attracted to it. They said, hey, do you want to do this? I said, why? Kidding. Expletive deleted. Yeah. I said, yeah, sure.
I mean, I think a lot of people, like Dennis and Virginia Madsen, like don't necessarily get to be in zombie apocalypse action films, and like get the chance to have that kind of fun. Like Virginia Madsen with a broom machete cutting zombies down. Like she's like, my son's gonna love this. It's gonna be awesome. So I think a lot of people are just excited by that, and also being involved with Legendary.
So Dennis, if you had the chance, what weapon would you use to kill a zombie? Like, would you put weapons together, or what would you use?
I would put weapons together, but mine is my style. As I've always said, is I kneecap them first.
All right.
With a gun, and then double tap.
See, the problem is then you need to have ammunition.
You're
gonna run out.
Yeah, but then I would I'd probably go for the samurai sword.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Stay sharp.
Stay sharp.
So, as a director and an actor, what benefits did you see releasing this on a streaming service rather than in theaters or on DVD?
Yeah,
what benefits did you guys see from
I think
this?
there were two main ones. The first one was, because it's online, there were no real restrictions. There was no ratings board, there was no running time, there was no bad words we couldn't say. It was like everyone just kept going, well, it's Dead Rising, so you're gonna have to do that, so just do it. And then the other thing is just that's where the fan base is, and it's free, so anyone who loves the game can just instantly go check it out. And that's right where everyone who loves the game is anyway. So you're on your Xbox, you love playing Dead Rising, and then there's the movie, you can just watch it right away. So it just kind of made sense that way.
Which elements were the most exciting to bring to life?
I mean, if you like playing the game, like a lot of video games, it's that power fantasy of grabbing a badass weapon and running out into the street and then getting way over your head and everything falling apart and then just running for your life. And that was a big inspiration to that sequence in the middle of the film, which is a big one-er action scene, which is basically the arc of every action scene in that game. It's like, check out this badass weapon, like I'm kicking ass, and then it breaks in half. You drop it, you take out your backup one, that's gone, and then it's just like a mad scramble. And so bringing that to life was a big inspiration.
For you?
Well, for me, it's being able to restart. Because I'm notoriously bad at these games, and I love them. So, it is like getting the weapon and going at it, going full tilt, and then getting disoriented. So you got to follow the little diamond around. So, how do you get out of here?
So this is like a bit of a wish fulfillment then.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I generally don't go for the games that's actually killing people. And even though those games are fun, and that they're just a game.
Zombies aren't people.
But zombies aren't people. They're already dead. So and I like killing stuff that can kill you. So it's a lot of fun. It's guilt-free.
Well, I remember Vince Gilligan, he said, because someone asked Vince on Breaking Bad, did the network ever censor what you could do? And at one point they cut a drug dealer's throat and they censored how long they could show it. But he was so pissed because the night before he had watched on Walking Dead, they decapitated a zombie, and it was the same network, same time, and he's like, you can decapitate a zombie, but you can't cut a drug dealer's throat? And they're like, absolutely not. Zombies aren't people. It doesn't matter.
Is there anything from the game that you wanted to include that you didn't get to?
I mean, there's tons of awesome combo weapons. We can only do so many because we have to build them and do crazy things with them. And there's obviously still a lot more to be done. I was even just thinking this morning how cool the paddle saw kind of jujitsu kind of sequence would be.
So if Rob Riggle's in the game playing Frank West, did you ever think about having Chuck Green in the game?
Totally. There's actually a Chuck Green jacket cameo that some people spotted, which was kind of our tip of the hat to that in the film. And then, a lot of his weapons were kind of the double chainsaw type weapons, and we gave Meghan Ory 2 chainsaws. But there's definitely room to explore his character in the future. But really, if you're going to pick one, it's got to be Frank West.
That's true. He covered wars, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And so did Rob Riggle. This is perfect.
That's true.
So what was going through your head when you're kind of casting this? Kind of like, oh, well, we're going to get Meghan Ory, who plays normally the most sweetest, nicest, straight-laced characters.
Yeah, she's done some harder ones, but it was definitely, I always say when you're casting, especially women characters, that it's always, all the films I've done is always find the strong female, because if you have a weak female, like, all the chicks are going to hate it, and the guys are going to just kind of not notice. And then, but if you have a really strong female, all the chicks are going to love it, and the guys are going to love it. So it's kind of always a win-win. And then just having the fun of having Jesse's character basically having to follow Meghan around, and like follow her through kind of her journey, and someone who's been through an outbreak in the past was really, and she really sold the kind of badassness. And we always called her crazy eyes. She always gives like this like hard stare that you can't back down from.
So that's the secret to casting, hard stares.
Yeah.
Well, what about casting someone like Dennis here? What do you...
The best thing with Dennis, I don't want to give too much away about the film, but he comes with a lot of credibility. So people automatically want to trust him. When he shows up, everyone's like, oh, good, here's the trustworthy guy. He's going to come in. Everything's going to be okay.
You find it kind of hard to not trust him as that commanding general.
Exactly. And so, but that's what we needed in that character, was someone the audience would trust, because as the film goes on, you might not want to trust everything he has to say.
It's for the good of all concerned.
But if like someone like John Malkovich came out and was like, you'd be like, oh, I'm not trusting this guy.
There's been a lot of reboots and remakes of old films. Would you ever want to do another major league film?
Would I want to? It depends on the script, because all of us are getting up there in age. So what would we do? I would play, but
a coach maybe.
A coach maybe. But it has to be realistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to do it.